first question is this an interim lineup pending the addition of further ministerial caliber candidates in the next GE? How many percentage would you say that this lineup is your ideal lineup? My second question is on the Defense Ministry. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be a clear understudy to Mr. Ng Eng Heng. Can we find out your thinking?
A clear?
Understudy.
Understudy.
To Minister Ng Eng Heng. Can we find out your thinking behind not having a second minister, or are you looking for a successor to Dr. Ng, who is not yet in cabinet? Thank you.
It's not always the case that every ministry has a 2M who is an understudy. And it's not always the case that the 2M becomes a minister automatically either. Right. So yes, eventually down the road, as I said, some senior ministers will retire. You don't have to speculate who. I'm not saying who, but I'm saying amongst the senior ministers, in time to come, they will likely ask to retire. It could be at the GE, it could be after the GE, and I will have to look for successors to all those who step down. It doesn't have to be from the ministry. It could be from the existing pool of ministers we already have, and that's why I also mentioned after the GE, we will look at rotations of portfolios. We will look at possibilities of giving some of the 4G ministers wider exposure. Your first question was whether this was an interim sort of position. Well, as I mentioned at the very beginning, there is a need for continuity and stability, particularly since we are approaching the end of the term. And as I said, all the ministers have a full plate of work. Some have already embarked on new programs and initiatives. And so rather than making disruptive changes to portfolios, I've decided, in consultation with my colleagues, that we will keep all the ministerial portfolios unchanged this round until the end of the term.